Hi, first grade. It's time for some Magic Treehouse. Last time we finished Magic Treehouse number 10, Ghost Town at Sundown. And the really crazy thing at the end of this book was that the cowboy they met said that he wanted to become an author. And then when they looked at the cowboy book, the Wild West book, they saw that his name was on the book. It was the book that he wrote. That is so crazy. Now we're ready to start Magic Treehouse number 11, Lions at Lunchtime. Can you make a prediction? What do you think this book is going to be about? Where do you think they're going to go where they find a lion? Let's find out. I'm so excited to start this book. Chapter 1 is called Before Lunch. Jack and Annie were walking home from the grocery store. Jack's pack was heavy. It held a big jar of peanut butter and a loaf of bread. "Are you going to have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich?" said Annie, "or a peanut butter and honey sandwich?" Jack started to answer, but stopped. "Oh, man," he whispered. "What is it?" said Annie. "Look at that," said Jack. What does he see? He pointed at the edge of the Frog Creek woods. In the shadows stood a small, delicate animal. It looked like a tiny deer. "It's a sign," whispered Annie. "Remember when we saw the rabbit? He was a sign of the Wild West." The deer-like creature leaped into the woods. Jack and Annie didn't stop to think. They followed as fast as they could. Jack's heavy backpack thumped against his back as he ran. Finally, they stopped and looked around. "Where did she go?" said Jack. "I don't see her," said Annie. Wow! Annie pointed up. There was the Magic Treehouse. It was shining in the noon sun at the top of the tallest tree in the woods. Its rope ladder swayed in the shadows below. "Where's Morgan?" said Annie. Morgan Le Fay wasn't waving at them from the window. She wasn't even at the window. "I don't know," said Jack. "Let's go up." They climbed the ladder and went into the treehouse. Sunlight streamed through the window. It lit up a stack of books and 2 scrolls in the corner. The ancient scrolls held the answers to the riddles that Jack and Annie had already solved. Jack took off his heavy backpack. "Did Morgan leave us a third riddle?" he asked. "Are you looking for someone?" said a soft voice. Jack and Annie turned around. Morgan! Morgan Le Fay had appeared out of nowhere. She looked ancient and lovely in the bright light. "Do you still want to become master librarians?" she asked Jack and Annie. "So you can help me with my work?" "Yes," they both said together. "Wonderful," said Morgan. Then she reached into her robe and pulled out a scroll. "You've solved 2 riddles so far," she said. "Here is your third." She handed a scroll to Annie. "And for your research," she pulled out a book and handed it to Jack. The book's cover said, "The Plains of Africa." Do you see here's Morgan and the book? She's giving it to Jack. And here's Annie with the scroll in the treehouse. "Africa," said Jack. "I've always wanted to go there." He opened the book. He and Annie stared at the picture. It showed hordes of zebras, tall giraffes, big animals with horns, and tiny deer-like creatures. "Hey, that's the animal that led us here," said Annie. "A Thompson's gazelle, I believe," said Morgan. "Where are the lions?" said Jack. "You'll find out." Maybe we need to plan this trip." Morgan smiled. "No, go ahead. Make your wish now." Annie pointed at the picture in the book, and she said, I wish we could go there. Be careful, said Morgan. Just keep an eye out. For what? Said Jack. The lions, of course. Wait! Too late. The wind started to blow. The treehouse started to spin. Jack squeezed his eyes shut. The treehouse spun faster and faster and faster, and then everything was still. Absolutely still. Chapter 2 is called Jump, Beasts, Jump. That looks crazy. What animals do you see? There's some birds up here, zebras, a big, tall giraffe reaching up into the treehouse. We'll have to read tomorrow to see what happens next. Thanks for reading with me, first grade. Can you believe that this school year we've already read 11 Magic Treehouse books? We are doing a great job. Goodbye, first grade.